At the bottom of an ocean made of blood, inside a coffin-sized submarine, one man descends into darkness, and the pressure outside begins to mirror the pressure within. Iron Lung, directed by and starring Mark Fischbach, known to millions as Markiplier, is a minimalist descent into isolation, dread, and creative ambition. Welcome to Film Brief. I'm your host, Nicholas Buggs, and today we're diving into Iron Lung, a movie about pressure, the kind that builds in the depths of an ocean, and the kind that builds when a creator bets everything on themselves. The premise is brutally simple. A lone convict is offered freedom in exchange for piloting a makeshift submersible into a newly discovered ocean of blood on a distant moon. His mission? Photograph whatever lies below. That's it. One man, one vessel, maximum depth. The submarine, welded steel, exposed bolts, dim red lighting, feels less like a vehicle and more like an iron lung, breathing just enough to keep him alive. There are no sweeping landscapes, no ensemble casts, no sprawling subplots. Instead, there is confinement, silence, and the slow creeping realization that something is down there with him. The film mirrors its source material, an obscure indie horror game that quietly built a cult following before making its way onto platforms like the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5. If you haven't played it, watched it streamed, or even followed Markiplier's career, Iron Lung might slip past you in a crowded theater lobby. But for those who know, it's an event. Minimalist, dark, and mysterious. There's little to do, but somehow everything feels at stake. And that tension, that suffocating stillness, becomes the lifeblood of the movie. Mark Fischbach built his career talking directly to a camera, reacting, improvising, performing in the intimate space of YouTube. With Iron Lung, he does something bold. He scales down instead of scaling up. He directs, he writes, he co-produces, he even stars. And he chooses a story perfectly engineered for an independent production. One primary location, one primary performer, a controlled environment, and a contained script. For a first feature, it's a strategic choice. Rather than stretch limited resources across multiple sets, large casts, or visual spectacle, Fischbach funnels them into fundamentals: sound design and visual effects. The hum of machinery, the groan of stressed metal, the oppressive weight of darkness beyond the viewport. For filmmakers listening right now, there's a lesson here. Don't make the film you can't afford. Make the film that maximizes your skill, your resources, and your platform. Iron Lung is a case study in designing your production around your strengths and your audience. The performance rests almost entirely on Fischbach's shoulders, and like the submersible he pilots, it operates under pressure. This is not a performance built on theatrical range or dramatic monologues. It's constrained, compressed, and every word feels rationed. He doesn't overplay the fear. He conserves it. His breaths shorten, his eyes dart, his voice tightens as the hull begins to strain. The character is a convict, a man already sentenced by society, now facing a different kind of judgment in the abyss. There are no traditional family dynamics here, no ensemble to bounce against. The only relationship is between man and machine, and the voices that break through the silence to usher him forward. And in that solitude, we watch him crack. Not explosively, but incrementally. Like metal, bending under crushing weight. It's not a performance meant to amaze. It's meant to match the world. And in that way, it succeeds. The restraint feels intentional, an echo of the game's stripped-down storytelling. For fans, the ending isn't the mystery. They already know where this descent leads. The tension lies in the journey, in watching how long the hull and the man inside it can hold. Iron Lung was released on January 30th, 2026, after significant anticipation from Fischbach's global fan base. Critics from major outlets noted the film's disciplined production design and immersive soundscape. Reviews highlighted its effective atmosphere and commitment to minimalism, while some pointed out the narrative's simplicity and limited character complexity. The consensus, if there is one, is that it's a focused, well-executed indie horror that understands its lane. Audience reception, particularly among longtime Markiplier fans, has been notably strong. The film sparked discussions about YouTube creators transitioning into feature filmmaking and whether fan-driven platforms can serve as viable launchpads for independent cinema. For many, the film's greatest achievement isn't shock value, it's proof of concept. A digital creator leveraging his audience's trust to create a theatrical experience beyond the platform he's known for. At its core, Iron Lung is about isolation. But for independent filmmakers, it's also about pressure. The pressure to prove yourself, the pressure to justify your budget, the pressure to translate internet fame into cinematic credibility. Fischbach didn't attempt a sprawling sci-fi epic. He chose a concept that fit his resources and leaned into atmosphere over excess. That's not just smart filmmaking. That's survival. There's something poetic about a creator descending into darkness with limited air and a personal sense of direction. For creative dreamers listening right now, design your story around your constraints and let limitation sharpen your creativity. If you're curious about minimalist horror, about creator-driven filmmaking, or about what happens when a YouTube icon dives into feature storytelling, Iron Lung is worth your descent. Watch it, study it, debate it even, and ask yourself, what can you make that your audience wants to see? If you enjoyed this film brief, I'd appreciate it if you would show us some love here at the Make It Podcast by following us on your favorite podcast app, YouTube, and any of our social accounts. Just look for the Make It Podcast and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with your friends. This episode was brought to you by our ebook, Mastering Film Marketing, a filmmaker's guide to crafting impactful marketing campaigns for independent films. Check the show notes for the link. To our filmmaking friends, family, fans, and followers out there, be better, be creative, be engaged. And thank you for listening.